Oops, I should not do that. Sorry about that, guys.
casualty manipulated apathy. You're so wounded, not another word. Why can't we ever learn that we're human?
Alright, we'll see. We'll see if we can get this arena up and running while we wait then. See how well I can do. I'll put on the preferences monster, even though I'm terrible at it. So I'll just cut to that screen as soon as I get a match, and we'll just do that. Maybe run a game before NjP gets ready. They're just taking a quick break after that intense best of 7 that they just had with stage 3. So anyway, just hang around, guys. We'll switch to arena in a second, and you can see how bad I am. Ooh, there's bots too, so this will be good. Alright, looks like we'll go up against bots. Whatever. This will be just incredibly embarrassing if I lose. Alright. Here's where I'm gonna do my best. I need some cheers. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the Gentleman's League. We've got Ninja Penguins versus Hype coming up here shortly. In the meantime, just gonna hang out and do some arena. Oh, look at this. Alright, I'll bait him in here. Oh, Daisy. Daisy knows where I'm at. Alright. I got 3 Vortex, 3 Aftershock here. Just gonna wait. Okay, it looks like we did pick up one player. Do some nice gentlemanly behavior and wait around for another. Okay, maybe. Just give it a sec. Oh. Oh, I didn't even look at the hunters. If they have a Laz, that's going to be scary. I'm going to try to kill him in here and then eat him. Oh, Laz, there we go. That's who I want to get. Woo! Oh, look at this. It's a party over here. Alright. Yummy, 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 yummy. Hum. Alright, we're just gonna kill these guys. Why not? Yum, 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 yum. Eat them up. Hum. Alright, we're gonna go mess with. Oh, sudden death. What do we got left? Ooh. Alright, they're gonna want to try to. This guy's gonna try to be a hero with this sudden death. Alright, where the hell is this guy? Oh, there he is. Whip. Vortex of truth! Alright, there we go. Awesome. Good start here. Damn, I should become competitive player Kappa. Thanks, Moiser. But I think we'll leave the Gentleman's League up to the real professionals here. Not these casuals like me. Yeah, okay, here we go. Next one, we've got Sepulture. And here we go, round 2. Dome coming down. What a great dome by the Trapper there. Alright, we'll see if I can eat quick. Or if they'll get on me. Get a couple of these shields here. It's cool with me. Watch these pro sneaks here. You're not going to know what hit him. Oh yeah. No, he's... Okay, yeah, he's like, oh, I see him over here. Oh yeah. Just damage and devastation here. Oh man, what are these guys doing? Alright, see you later. See you later, alligator. I don't remember who their medic is, so if it's Laz, that could be bad for me. Oh, it is, and he got Daisy! Oh, devastating. Poor guy. See you later, medic. Alright, watch this aftershock. Oh, so pro! The warp shock! It's a patented maneuver. Alright. Here we go. We're gonna eat this guy up. This is insult to injury right here. Get away from me, bro. Alright, whatevs. Oh, you think you're strong? Think you're strong? I'm gonna eat him right in front of you. Alrighty, here we got NjP versus Hype, guys. Don't panic. This is not the event we're casting. We're gonna have NjP versus Hype coming up here real soon. Just waiting on NjP. NjP taking a short break after that intense best of 7 series, going all the way down to Game 7, and then coming out victorious. So just stick around. NjP coming up. Once we get it rolling, it will go really fast. I'm just gonna try to eat Daisy up. Insult to injury here, and then yep, there we go. Ooh, look at him. He's an hero over here. Alright. Good job. Nice try. Valiant effort by that Hunter team. Alrighty. Good effort, guys. Alright. So that was not too long. Let's see, we've even got a couple minutes to spare here just before 5 o'clock. Talk about perfect timing. So we're just going to wait around here. Unless you guys want to see one more. That was a fantastic matchup, but obviously not even close to how good of a matchup we're going to see with this NjP versus Hype coming up so soon. We're going to roll up another one here. They're just finishing off their dinner, looks like. Nice glitchy Steam overlay thing that I have going on there, but pay no attention. We're going to roll it back again as NjP continues to get ready, but we should have the real match starting up here very shortly. Let's see if we can get... Oh, there's Tim. What a beautiful man. Okay, we're going to go back to the game there. That's just a teaser. That's just a teaser for how much Tim you're going to see in a little bit. And if you guys behave yourselves, we might even see a little bit of Kaiser Chair. But no promises. Actually, you know what? I'll try something else. I'll try some monster that I'm not really familiar with. Behemoth. I don't even know what to roll as Behemoth, but we'll give it a shot. This isn't going to be pretty. What do I don't even know what I'm supposed to go here as Behemoth. You know what? We'll go Goliath, and then If chat can tell me, or somebody can tell me what you're supposed to go as Behemoth, that would be nice. Rawr, Behemoth. What to roll? What are you mocking me for, Vexen? What's you guys hating? Alright guys, just stick around here. We're going to be starting pretty soon. Just going to see if I can win this arena here as Goliath. Having some success as Kraken a second ago, but obviously my Goliath game, or maybe even not so obviously, my Goliath game is not as strong. And I continue to, I don't know what trapper there, medic they went. Alright, here we go. Try to get some max shields here. Look at this pro eating I'm having over here. This is so good. Oh, getting on the support right away. What a good target. Alright, we're going to get the support down here. Hopefully. I'm going to focus medic now. Oh, he did get the res. No. All right, come here, buddy. All right, here we go. Boom. Wow, what intense! Oh, it's Schruber taking control of the Parnell bot. Brave man. All right, who am I missing here? Alright, it looks like they left. Okay. Alright. That was fun, but I think we're going to back out for now. I think the teams are ready to go. So we're going to just take a short break, get things organized, and then we'll be good to go. So we'll count that one as a victory, even though I bailed. Feeling a little bit bad about that. But hang on just a moment. We've got the teams. They are prepared. We're just going to make the lobby, and then we'll be ready to go. So just stick around. Alright, looks like we are ready to go here. So we're going to start up this game and get going here just a second. So here, just give me 1 second, turn this music down. Alrighty. Here we go. Tim, welcome to the broadcast. How you doing?
I'm doing well, James. I'm really happy to be here with you. Super excited about this match today. We've got Evolve Hype versus Ninja Penguins, who just came off that really big win in the ESL.
Oh, I know. It was something to watch. My heart was skipping a beat. I thought Bugsy had it in that game 7, but NjP just surviving by the skin of their teeth on that one. So really, that was a lot of fun to watch. I was pumped about that.
Definitely, and I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out. Like, I was super excited to see the pick ban come into play there. Like, in a best of 7, what ends up happening is that one team will be able to pick which side they want, and the other team will be able to pick the bans for against another team. And so, like, I think what happened in that one was that Ninja Penguins, they did pick the Hunters, and that forced Stage 3 to go Monster. He went Kraken, and then we got to see a different composition coming from the Hunters that they weren't really used to playing.
Absolutely. And we're actually seeing a new composition here. Well, we've seen Slim being run, but they're picking Slim yet again. We've got Griffin on Trapper going up against the Kraken for Hype. So this is going to be a lot of fun to watch here.
Yeah, definitely. I think, like, I'm not really sold on Slim versus Kraken quite yet. I find that when I play Slim against Kraken, I have quite a hard time landing all the leech shotgun shells that are supposed to hit. And, you know, for every shell that lands, it resets your cooldown on your heal burst, and I have a really hard time doing that. So I'm not quite sold on the Slim yet, but Ninja Penguin seems to have really great success with it.
Absolutely, and it's Slim is the key player in this composition. So we'll just go ahead and introduce these players for Hype, rocking that red Kraken skin. We've got Bronk playing Kraken. For NjP on Assault, we have Nightwayne playing Assault. Interesting there. We've got Savvy running Slim on Medic. We've got Spanners running Hank on Support, and Iru going Griffin on Trapper.
One thing that's really interesting about this, James, is that Hype is running Bronco. I haven't seen him in competitive play in quite some time. I know that we had played against him when he first came into the scene. He was a monster player, and then he ended up switching to the Trapper position. So I'm really curious to see why Hype is running Bronco here and not a great player like Insane521 or a monster player like Pulse like they did in ESL today.
Yeah, I think they understand that the Gentleman's League, it's a great opportunity to not only try out new builds, but maybe even try out a couple new players, you know, sub in people, give them a shot, which is really fun to see with these new teams, because you do want to be able to have a deep roster, being able to call on players to be subs, or potentially if one monster or one player is a little bit better at a certain monster. So it's awesome to see a new player in the scene, Bronk, coming over here, and he's going to definitely give NjP a run for their money if I know anything about Evolve Hype. So you can see him opening up on Spanners here. He does have a good opportunity, and if Spanners has to be careful here, he could be getting a early strike, but no, the Hunter team does come in, and we'll see if the dome comes out and if Bronk is able to dodge it. But you can see Iru is holding it, not throwing it just yet.
This is a really good position for
Yes, it is a good position for Bronk, as he is able to continue moving up the map, and he's got this Hunter team behind him now. So it's definitely a good situation for him. He's able to just continue to build up that distance. So Bronk moving up in the north side of the map here, probably working his way back into the caves. Sorry about that. We're just going to get this Skype call re-going again really quickly, just because having a little bit of technical difficulties on the Skype end there. So we'll keep going here. Looks like we lost Tim for the time being, but we do have a Stage 2 Evolve coming out from Bronco. And now we're going to see if Iru's going to be able to get over here and dome him. It looks like yes, he is. Now we're just going to see how Bronk responds to this dome here on Stage 2 with no armor. Going 3 Aftershock, 3 Vortex, my favorite build, as we just saw in that arena. And so we'll see if Bronk, in this arena type situation, is able to make it a success for him. You can see Iru is already a little bit low. If he gets Iru down, then that would be bad. But all NjP players managed to dodge that aftershock, so really good play by NjP. You can see Bronk doing some mind clearing, pushing Nightwing out, but Nightwing still continuing to flush him here, pressuring, but you can see Nightwing almost getting caught. Fantastic dodge there by Nightwing, so baiting out that ability by Bronco. Phenomenal job by Nightwing, and he was able to dodge that damage, so not even having to use his personal shield there. So this is a great great fight by NjP so far. Spanners and Savvy both getting hit by that aftershock. Spanners getting low. Now we're going to have to see how well Savvy on Slim can continue to push out that healing for his team. So the dome comes down. Bronco gets away with about half of his health. So that is a good situation, or it's workable for Bronco here. He wasn't able to pick up a strike, but at the same time, half your health is still workable, but he is struggling to get some distance, and he's going to need that distance if he wants to be able to get some shields to continue battling here. So yeah, we apologize for those Skype issues. We'll get that resolved here at the next intermission, or the next opportunity that we have. We'll get that resolved and bring Tim back on board. Just some net issues, but that will be fixed soon. But what we are seeing is Bronk continuing to work his way down towards the south side of this map. You can see those strategically placed Griffin sensors doing a good job of letting NjP know where the monster is. So we're just going to take a quick cut over, try to get Tim back on Skype. Just bear with us one moment. Oh, what a great dome dodge by Bronco. Doing a solid job getting out of that dome. Welcome back, Tim. Sorry about those Skype issues. I guess the internet was just not having it.
That's okay, you know, Skype has those moments, but I'm really excited to get back into this game. I think Bronco came out of that dome in a good position, you know, around half health.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So maybe we should have, somebody just had mentioned that maybe we should have brought in the Kaiser chair, because the Kaiser chair knows how to work Skype phenomenally. But I don't want to say that yet. I think we'll blame my internet on that one. Although Kaiser chair is always at the top of his game.
Well, you know, I'm just hoping that this cast I can live up to the hype that surrounds Kaiser chair. I know he's really a prominent figure in the ESL competitive, or sorry, not ESL, but all competitive scene. Absolutely.
And you can see a lot of pressure coming out by Bronco there. Iru choosing to hold that dome, or perhaps still being on cooldown from that miss. Bronco doing a good job of dodging that, and Bronco recognizes that since it is on cooldown, he does have an opportunity to be a little bit aggressive, but he does have to be careful here, because if a dome does come out soon, which it does right now, he's going to be in a rough spot. He's got no shields to work with, but he does have a loop, so he's going to have to play this really well.
Yeah, he's got about 2 loops here. There's no way that the Hunter should be able to get a lot of damage in. You can see he's already eating that food. He'll get some more armor here. I think this is going to be a pretty okay dome for Bronco. He just has to focus on mitigating damage.
Yep, he did miss that vortex to push out Nightwing, so he's going to have to continue to try to move around while blocking the line of sight for most of the Hunters, but you can see Nightwing just being a pain in the side here. And Spanner's coming in with that laser cutter. And now Bronco just coming out to push out a little bit of damage. Is that the right decision, though, in this situation?
I think that he's gone Aftershock build. It's going to put him in some like really dire positions here right now. I think like if he had gone something like Banshee Mines or Lightning Strike, he would have been able to mitigate more damage here. Yep,
and he does get that strike onto Spanners, but this might not pan out for him. He might not get out of this dome alive. He has barely any health, and so the dome does come down. He is close to stage 3, but he's going to have to get his feet on. He's going to have to dodge that mine. The mine does explode, fortunately, but this is going to be a tricky situation for Bronco. And you can see the orbital coming in.
That orbital hit them. That was really close. Just one tick of that could have done massive damage to his health pool.
That was so close. That was a perfectly placed orbital there. And Bronco is getting some armor, so he is alive for the time being. But this is going to be rough, as the time he gets stage 3 or finishes out his evolve meter, he's probably going to be getting domed by Iru once again. So it's going to be a challenge for him, and he's got to make sure that the next place that he does get domed, it's an advantageous position for him.
Yeah, he's gonna need to grab just a little bit of food here and probably end up going for that YOLO evolve, try to make something happen because he's not in a good position here. Doesn't even have that evolve meter full yet.
So do you think, I mean, with having such low health, if he were to get stage 3, I mean, he's probably going to be getting domed. Do you think it's a better opportunity for him to just try to get that full, the full armor, and then come in and try to do a quick hit, see if you can get a strike, and if you don't, instantly just back out? Or do you think he really wants to get stage 3 before taking the fight? Personally, I think that he might be able to potentially get a quick hit, but it is always dangerous, especially against NjP, who can push out a lot of damage really quickly. So he's going to have to be careful.
I think he's gonna have to go for a really
Oh.
Here, he's gonna have to go to the other side of.
Looks like we're having more Skype issues with Kaiser Tim. The internet over in Canada's definitely struggling in the Arctic winter. So we're seeing Bronco, though, is taking massive damage, losing almost all of his shields here. NjP not in danger whatsoever of having any player go down. So this is looking pretty grim for Bronco, who does decide to go after Spanners, but even though he does get that strike on Spanners, it doesn't look like there's anything he can do to stay alive with just having one slim bar, half a bar of armor, and almost no health to supplement that. So unless he finds some wildlife here to work with, he's going to be going down in this dome. And you can see Nightwing coming in with that lightning gun, going to finish him off. And that is all she wrote in this game 1, going to Ninja Penguins up against Bronco, the monster for height. So we'll just take a look at the damage here as we bring in Kaiser Tim yet again, who is going to upgrade his internet to Canadian Beast mode, so we don't have any more problems. So we'll bring him in once more. And you can see there that none of these NjP players really being in much danger at any point of going down, except for Spanners here, which you see did go down twice. So we're going to go back into the lobby here and try to get it up and running again. So now we're just going to swap out the players. We're going to quit break as we do that, and we try to get Tim back in here as well. And if that doesn't work out, I'll just go solo, and we'll continue to cast. So just hang on, guys. We'll be right back once we get the NjP monster in here and the Hype Hunters.
Check, check.
Hey, welcome back, Tim.
Hopefully the Skype gods are with us today, James.
I hope so, man. Alright, the teams are joining up, so we're going to go ahead and believe we are good to go here. Yes, we are. So we're going to get this started up here. Bringing in the Hype Hunters. Welcome back, Tim. I hope you're here to stay.
Me too, James. I think the Skype issues are going to be a little prevalent right now. They've probably got some issues going on with their servers right now.
Yeah, undoubtedly. So we'll probably have a nice backup plan next time where we can use Google Hangouts or something. But in the meantime, it looks like it's working. So, you know, let's not do anything. I'm superstitious, so just don't change anything that you've done or don't do anything new. We'll be okay, and it'll work. At least that's what I think. So we'll go with that. Yeah, me too, right here. So, okay, awesome. So we saw NjP showing why they're the best there. Bronco having a lot of trouble there. He was able to get a couple strikes on the support, but really not much more than that, and he was never really in a commanding situation. So NjP playing solid, and we just saw they won that ESL Saturday or an ESL Sunday Cup. So they are really, really good, obviously. So Hype, no matter what monster it is, they're definitely going to be having some struggles. So Source of Throws, Source coming up for NjP, playing Monster, and he has one of the coolest skins I think I've ever seen. Wow.
Yeah, that's that new Manowar skin that Turtle Rock Studios just released. It's got some really funky colors going on with it.
Yeah, it's definitely not camouflage, but I like it. Looking fancy. I
honestly wonder sometimes when you see some of these monster players running these colorful skins if it's maybe a rub in their opponent's face. But this is the Gentleman's League, though. So.
Yeah, so I guess that means the Gentleman's League, you just can't run the gold skin. Because that's the ultimate slap in the face. You're like, I'm just going to be a shining golden monster. You know, I don't care if you can see me because I'm going to beat you. So.
Yeah, I definitely run that skin in arena mode when I feel really confident going in against some hunters.
Absolutely. He looks like a printer cartridge, you know, like that cyan color and magenta.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
The printer cartridge skin. So anyway, we see Hype coming out here. They have a slightly different comp as they are going to be running Kyra on Medic, and they will be running Hank on support. Both teams running Griffin on this map, so that's interesting to note, and then also Markov as well. So I guess they must be expecting Source to run that Aftershock build, as Markov is effective against Aftershock Krakens. With those mines, you place him and make it dangerous for him to get too close and in your face, because those mines will get you.
Yeah, I'm curious if the hunters have been running Griffin because they've seen Shinya and his performance lately on Griffin, and they've really noticed how much damage he's able to put out. Like, it is an exceptional amount of damage. I know monster players have complained about it quite a bit, saying like, you know, Shinya, he does so much damage with Griffin, it just doesn't seem real.
Yeah, but it's, you know, it's that skill gap. You know, if a player is able to hit headshots more effectively than others, that's just going to be a damage difference. You know, not all players have the ability to hit that headshot, and if you're not hitting those headshots, you need to practice more, I guess. So it's just a result of him being really good, and I think other hunters are just going to recognize that Griffin has that damage potential and practice more. Oops.
Yeah, I'd really love to see Shinya stream one day just to see like how he does it. Like it seems pretty amazing.
It is amazing. And so anyway, we'll get into introductions. So Source of Throws is playing Kraken for Ninja Penguins. For Assault, we have Insane 521 playing Markov. We have Polis playing Kyra on Medic. Vode playing Hank on support. And Bronk playing, not as a monster this time, but playing the Trapper, and he is playing Griffin with a beautiful purple harpoon gun. That was something.
I was talking to Insane 521 after they got knocked out of ESL today, and he was telling me like he was super excited for these matches today, and that Hype was going to be pulling out like some really cool hunter compositions. But here I see, you know, Hank, Kyra, Markov, Griffin. It seems pretty standard to me. I know we've seen a lot of Hyde lately, so maybe the Markov pick was supposed to throw me off, but I'm not really surprised by these picks. They seem pretty standard.
Well, this is the first game that we've seen these Hype Hunters, so maybe he's saving that rabbit to pull out of his hat in the next game. But yes, I would agree with you. It's nothing mind-bending.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe they are just like waiting for like some crazy hunter pick, or maybe they got cold feet and they ended up sticking to something that's a little more standard.
Absolutely, and you can see Griffin laying down that second sound spike. But as you can see on the mini-map, the Kraken just barely out of range. Is he going for an evolve here? He is!
Now that's a ballsy move, just to evolve
Wow.
like that with the hunter so close. He's gonna get domed for sure.
So you can see Insane getting those headshots right away. And oh, the dome coming down so close, cutting off the assault rifle of Insane. But now, Source domed, stage 2, no shields, already losing a little bit of health here.
Yeah, he's got a few loops to work with right here, so he should be okay. He shouldn't have to lose all of his health. If he can get a strike, he'll be able to start kiting around those pillars and be able to mitigate a lot of damage.
Absolutely, and you see he already hit the Trapper, Bronk, and Polis with that Aftershock, getting out a lot of damage, forcing Polis to already use his healing burst. So these Hunters, the second burst coming out there by Polis, so it's Polis doing everything he can to keep these Hunters alive, and this Aftershock is going to take out Vode. Vode goes down, gets a strike, but Source already at half health. So this is a good trade so far. These Hunters just have to be careful that they don't get that second strike, because then they could be in trouble.
Yeah, if they can get Hank back up, then I think they'll be in a good position right here. Like it's not too bad of a spot for the Hunter squad right now. If Source can get another strike though, the Hunters will be in a dire position.
Absolutely. So Vode going down, getting that end cap there. So he will have a strike. It will be a little bit easier to get him down, but they managed to do 3/4 of Source's health there. So as Hype, you've got to be pretty happy with how that turned out.
Yeah, I think when Hunters dome the monsters at that stage 2 evolve right now, you've got two options. You can either try to mitigate as much damage as possible by kiting around potentially 2 loops, or you can go for a strike on the Trapper, get out of that dome. But like this trade here, I don't agree with. I don't think losing 3/4 of your health for 1 strike is worth it.
Yeah, so we'll just see if that plays into Source's strategy. If he goes right for Vode right again and wants to take the support out, but Polis was doing a really good job. It was just, that was some tough terrain to work with. It looked like Vode got down in there into that water right next to that Tyrant, and that is a tough spot as a Hunter to try to get out of, and especially positioning wise, you make your teammates have to come and get in line of sight. So Vode was in a tough spot there, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Polis be able to keep him up, even though he does have 1 strike.
If you can knock those Hunters into that water, it pretty much makes them a sitting duck. They won't be able to fire any of their guns. You can use like your 4 ability, but outside of that, like you're just sitting there, you're just soaking damage, and the water is really brutal for Hunters.
Oh, not only does it make you a sitting duck, like you're saying, yeah, you can't shoot your guns, so you're not doing anything. Like no damage output, no nothing. Yeah, it's awful. It's very, very tough. But you can see Source here. He's taking a look at the landscape and what he's got working with him, and it looks like he's coming over and trying to dish out some damage to Polis. Now it looks like he's going to continue trying to work his way and either try to juke this dome, and he does almost have his full evolve meter, so if he can juke this dome, that would be the best situation for him, as he'll be able to go south downhill and be able to get an evolve. But you can see Asane getting a little bit out of position here.
That was a really good sneak bounce, really strong sneak bounce. If he can get his shield low enough to the point where he can break through it, Insane will be dead.
Oh, you can see it happening right now. Insane does not have his shield, but at the same time, Source running out of armor himself, so it looks like he is trying to move out, and we're going to go and follow Bronk here and see how Bronk handles this moment here, because he's going to have to get this dome on Source, and you see those Banshee Mines, that Vortex, and the Snowballs forcing Bronk to back up just a little bit, as he is already at half health, having to go back, getting healed up by Kyra before continuing to follow Source. So Bronk having to play a little bit passive there because of his health.
I've really got to give a lot of props to the monster players here that are in these positions, because you've got to monitor your armor. You got to be sure that it doesn't go low enough that you're risking your own life, and you've got to keep track of 4 Hunter players to like navigate around, and where they're gonna go. Like you're never sure if like Hank's gonna come in with a sneak stealth evolve dome, or like what's gonna happen. So like I really commend these monster players.
Yeah, it's so stressful when it's just you. It's all, this whole match is riding on your shoulders. It's like playing a goalie in the NHL. It takes a special person to be able to do that. Sit in front of a net as hockey pucks, rubber frozen balls or pucks are traveling at you over 100 miles per hour. Not any normal person would go and take that job, and it's the same for a monster. A lot of stress. So you can see Source coming in, doing a lot of damage to Insane, forcing that shield right away yet again. So as soon as that comes down, it'll make him a viable target, but Source still not getting all the shields that he needs.
Yeah, this is not looking too good for Source here. You know, he's got to. I think he has to pull out a sneak here. I think it's totally possible with Griffin. You know, I think monsters get a little too flustered here. They need to go to one side of the map and pull off a crazy sneak and make the plays.
You see Bronk getting out of position there. Maybe it was a successful bait, but Bronk getting out of position, almost going down, but those clutch shields from Vode. But Vode is now being focused, and he does get pounced. It's looking grim. He does go down to that Vortex, but Source is in a tough spot. And this Dome coming down, really, he's not going to be able to get out as Vode comes back up. This is going to be all she wrote for Source. Valiant effort. Oh, Bronk does go down. Is it enough, though? Insane coming over with that assault rifle. And he's continuing. You can see Vode with the laser cutter from downtown. And this is so close.
Oh,
Source does go down.
Oh, he doesn't.
Oh, so close. So that one coming down to the wire there.
Was that those Kyra ticks from the napalm grenade that were ticking away there?
It could have been. It looked like, yeah, it looked like the NjP monster. It looked like Source was on fire there. Coming down, you can see how close that was. Bronk almost going down there, and then Vode's going down. So solid play by Hype. Wow, great job by that Hunter team. That was really, really close, but Hype in the end pulling it out there.
Yeah, I thought that was getting a little too risky there for Hype at one point. Like, you know, they came out of that stage 2 dome looking very strong, and then that final dome was a little shaky. You know, maybe Ninja Penguins could have pulled out a win there, and that would have sealed the deal, I think, in the series, you know, pulling out a win that early.
Absolutely. I think as soon as we see a monster take a game, that's probably when we'll see that big shift come into play. So anyway, we're going to just get the other Hunter players for NjP in here, and we will be changing up the map. So we'll just do that really quickly. Go to a short break and be back in just a second. Alright, stick around, guys. We are almost ready to start. Just hang in there. Alright, these players are just taking their picks. As soon as they pick, we'll get into a lobby, and then we can kind of discuss what happened last game. And speaking of what happened last game, Tim, what did you think about that evolve by Source at the beginning? That was crazy.
I think that the hunters didn't exactly know where he was. Like they had a general idea, but if he was able to pull off a sneak, he could have got out of there. He could have gone to a different location and evolved without risking so much of his life. Because losing 3/4 of your life inside a dome is not worth it ever.
Yeah, that was. I think you got to wonder if he thought that those hunter players were further away than they actually were, because I mean it was gutsy there, but I don't think it really paid off. It might have just been a spur of the moment thing. He thought that he lost their trail, but they were a lot closer probably than what he thought. That would be my guess. Other than that, he just must have been incredibly confident, but who knows?
Well, you've got that 75-meter smell range right now on monsters, which is quite far, considering all things. And if you're like those hunters, they seemed like they were inside of that smell range, like they weren't too far away because they were right on top of him the moment he started evolving. I kind of wonder if Source just was playing risky like that, trying to bait them into a bad dome location maybe. He did have those 2 loops there to work with, so I think that maybe that's what he was going for, but it's still a very risky move.
Yeah, it was risky, and he was able to get that strike on the support, but it didn't really work out for him in the end. He was able to get that second strike in the final dome, but he lost too much health at that time, and he just wasn't able to work his way back from it. But both monster players dropped their game, so it's not a bad position yet. It's tied up, and now I've been needing to update the scoreboard here. So we will go into the game here. I'll get that scoreboard updated very quickly. Right now, the score is 1-1, Ninja Penguins and Hype here. So it's tied up going into Game 3 here on Orbital Drill, which is definitely going to be a thriller.
And this is a best-of-5 series, James. So, we've got a few more games to go. And going back to that whole analogy of you speaking of monsters as if they were goaltenders, I thought that was a really, really good way to put it right now. In the current meta that we've got going on right now, it seems like if you're able to pull off a win as a monster, it's almost like you secure the series completely.
Absolutely, and it's like that, having that shutout performance in hockey. It's like you have a goaltender or like the teams, the shots will be 23 shots on one team, 46 for another, and the team with 23 shots wins because the goaltender just plays out of his mind and just pulls the win together for his team. And the monsters, they're in that same position where if you can, at this point in this, where the game is today, if you can get those wins as monster, it's just amazing for your team. It's critical. It's clutch.
Yeah, and if you go back to the last series that Ninja Penguins just played, where they were playing against Stage 3, and it did go to that tiebreaker match in the best of 7, you see that they did have their monster win the game, and that resulted in them winning the series.
Absolutely, and also we saw that Bugsy had a great opportunity to clutch it for his team, and he was playing out of his mind. But that last game, just those few decisions in the last moment, can be what's the difference between a series win and a series loss. So Bugsy did a phenomenal job. It was just that was such a tough situation to be in, and ultimately he wasn't able to pull it off, but really Stage 3, gotta commend him for an awesome performance.
Yeah, really impressed by their play today.
Absolutely. Really stepping up as one of the top teams in the scene. So we're going to introduce Bronk yet again playing, but this time he is playing Goliath with this amazing tiger skin looking fancy. And then for NjP, we've got Nightwayne running Hyde on Assault. We've got Savvy yet again playing Slim on Medic. we've got Spanners playing Hank on support and Iru going Abe on Trapper. So you can see Iru moving into position to try to get that tracking dart off, which looks like he won't have much trouble doing. And now the chase begins, getting that mark. But Bronk does have quite a bit of feeding that he has been able to do and is almost ready to go stage 2.
I think once you get darted, I think for the general monster strategy should be right now is to like try to get up to the north side of the map, get to the helipad where the ship is, and try to pull off a sneak there once the dart runs out. I think if a monster player can do that, he's sitting in a really good position on this particular map.
Oh, and look, he's taking the evolve right here. So Iru's only 76 meters out. They're going to be able to get this, or did he cancel it? Looks like he did indeed cancel it. So smart play there, canceling that. Trying to get into a better spot. You can see that spore cloud coming out, just dulling the senses of Bronk, not allowing him to be able to use that sniff anymore. But now he's continuing to try to get that distance between the hunters.
Yeah, I don't really agree with that that fake evolve there. I think, you know, there's no point in doing it if you've got that dart in you. You know, the hunters are going to be able to track you. I find that the whole point of doing the fake evolve is to try to bait out a sneak, right? Like you're trying to bring the hunters to one location and then you sneak away from it. You know, it's similar to how birds work.
Yep, and you can see him coming out and evolving now. Way in the back here, we'll see Iru coming in, 50 meters out. He's going to be hitting this dome. Probably going to have to throw it from inside here.
Yeah, you can see that Ninja Penguins here, they're looking for like the perfect dome location.
Wow,
Give
look
him
how
no room to
close
move.
that was. He's not going to have a loop to work with there at all. So this is pretty tough, but he does have this area underneath, which can really put hunters in a tough spot if they choose to follow the monster down there.
Yeah, he's got so many loops to work with right here. Like, you know, he can go inside the building, outside the building. You know, Bronco shouldn't have to take any damage here. He should be able to mitigate it all.
Yeah, he's going to be able to mitigate quite a bit. Now we're just going to have to see how NjP positions themselves. And you can see him up here actually taking the fight to Savvy. He's doing a good job of getting Savvy low, and he chooses not to continue that effort. But Savvy not getting any shots on the monster, so his healing burst is not going to be coming up any faster. So Bronk just taking a lot of damage here. He's almost down to half health, but the dome has to be coming down any second.
If I were Bronk right here, I would be kiting around the dome, you know, doing drive-bys, exactly like what he's doing right here, you know, against Savvy. Maybe focusing on the DPS a little bit so they can't pursue him. But, like, he needs to get out of here. I don't know why he's staying to fight. The dome already went down. He went down to half HP already. This is a bad mistake.
So he took a gamble right there. If he would have hit that leap smash onto Savvy there and followed up with that flame, he would have been able to get a strike on Savvy. So I liked what he was trying to do. If the execution was just the part that was lacking there. If he would have hit that leap smash and gotten that mark on Savvy, or gotten that strike on Savvy, he would have been in a much better position. But now he has nothing to show for it, and he's lost 2/3 of his health.
Yeah, I think one of the things that Bronk is not really doing that we've been able to see Legendary do, or even Cyril do recently on Goliath, is really time those combos out just perfectly. You know, they do like this leap smash, they do this heavy into a leap smash into like another heavy, and that is just so much pressure against the hunters. It's hard to even dodge any of those abilities.
Yeah, and not only that, just being able to keep those hunters from doing damage too. Not only are you pushing out the damage, but you're mitigating damage against yourself when you're able to focus those hunters effectively, especially on hunters that are really good at pushing out damage, like an Abe is. Yeah, definitely being able to combo those is super important. And you saw there that Bronk did not even combo up with a heavy attack. He just went straight from a leap smash, tried to follow up right again with that flame. But
I think that's the experience showing here, James. I think that, you know, this is Bronk's first game back into competitive in a while as Monster, and you're just not going to see the same kind of high-level play that you see from some of the other Goliath players.
Absolutely, and Nerves also coming into it. I mean, Bronk not being in the scene as of late, and also going up against the top team as of late, playing in ESL, Ninja Penguins, consistently finishing first or second. So other than Penta, you know, Penta not competing in ESLs lately, but there have been doing stuff on the Gentleman's League. But Ninja Penguins and Penta, both of those teams solidifying themselves as the best or one of the best. So Bronk not only having to get back into the competitive evolved scene, but also going up against arguably the hardest opponent you can go against.
Yeah, the Europeans are looking really strong in the Evolve competitive scene right now. I feel like the NA teams are just not quite at the same level right now.
Oh, and you can see him getting a lot of damage out on Iru. If he's able to get Iru down, he'll be able to get out of this dome effectively. So that leap smash does hit Spanners. He is able to continue pushing out the damage. You see the heavy attack coming in. Spanners getting really low. The cloak coming out, but Spanners does manage to get away thanks to that cloak, moving to safety. But Bronk is continuing to push out this damage, and Savvy now in danger as he's focusing him right now, but that orbital comes in and is pushing Bronk away, but he jumps right back into it.
Yeah, one of the things that you really need to do here as the monster player is like have this drive-by mentality against this comp. This comp is absolutely blinding to play against. You've got the Slim Spore Cloud, you've got Abe stasis grenades, you've got high toxic grenades and flamethrower all in your face. It's so hard to see anything.
Yep, and you can see Spanners does go down. So a strike on Spanners, but I don't know if that's going to be enough, and I don't even know if that's the best player to get a strike against in this situation. In all honesty, if I'm Bronk, I'm wishing that's either on Savvy or Iru, just because I want to be able to get out of domes quickly if I can. But Hank definitely does, it's not a bad target. He is a solid target to go against, but in this situation, Bronk's going to want to be able to get out of any domes if he gets in them.
Well, he's in a good spot right now to be able to at least get a stage 3. You know, the dome was just used, he got the strike, the hunters are delayed. He needs to get as much distance as he can and get off that evolve as soon as possible.
Yep, so we're going to go see those mammoth birds almost hitting Iru, but Iru is about 120 meters out. So Bronk, if he can start this evolve early, he should be okay and be able to get this stage 3. And we'll see. You can see he does choose to do that. We'll see what stage 3 abilities he goes, and we'll see if Iru is able to get there in time. 70 meters out. Looks like the dome potentially coming down. Whether it's going to be on cooldown or not, we'll have to wait and see. That orbital hitting Bronk!
Wow, good orbital.
So
yeah, the dome won't be up though. Like
Yep.
he will have the opportunity to get some armor here at least.
Yep, so Bronk just trying to get away and not let any more chip damage take place. Really, with any amount of health, a stage 3 Goliath can take a game in just in one good engagement. You know, if you're able to combo your abilities, you hit that leap smash flame and follow it up with a rock, it can be so devastating that even though Bronk only has about a fifth or a quarter of his health to work with, he can still make it happen at this point.
One of the interesting things to note here is that Ninja Penguins, if anyone has noticed, they've been swapping their hunter players to different positions throughout the games that they've played today. It's almost like it keeps them all motivated to keep playing if they're not playing the same roles. I think that's a really smart idea.
Yeah, we've seen Nightwing play Trapper, I believe, correct?
Yeah, I've seen him on Medic.
Even
with
Medic,
Slim. Yeah, I've seen him on Trapper today, and now here he is playing Assault. I think this is keeping the game really fresh for all the players. Like, you know, the fact that they're all able to play multiple roles makes them all able to understand the limitations of each class also.
Absolutely, and you saw that amazing play by Bronk there, baiting out that dome by Iru. So, tough spot as a Trapper, and you know, Bronk making the most of it. So now you've got to wonder if these NjP players are even going to want to fight, or if they're going to move back to the relay after missing that dome.
Yeah, I think he's going to be able to get full armor here, which is pretty much the call for the hunters to go back to a relay defensive position here. Hopefully they don't use that that pillar outside the front of the relay that is kind of bugged right now, you know, allowing the hunters to scale it and make it difficult for the monsters to reach them.
Yeah, but this is the Gentleman's League, so I would be surprised to see that. And the NjP, they have a great reputation of being very good sports, so if they do it, it might be by accident, and can have a word with them after the fact. But one thing I really love about Orbital Drill is these Stage 3 fights. We've seen it time and time again here in the TGL. When Orbital Drill gets picked, you'll see these Stage 3 setups, and it's always just a treat to watch. And now Bronk, being Stage 3, he's got a lot of abilities to work with, and he's got full health. So, and also
Just
the
gotta
time.
watch out for that mammoth bird right there. Make sure he doesn't lose any armor unnecessarily.
Yep, so he's moving in, choosing to focus Spanners, wants to take out the defensive capability of the team. An amazing rock hits Spanners, tons of feet into the air, or meters. But now Spanners is able to use that cloak and get away, so very good job by Spanners getting away once he was focused. And now Bronk is going to be focusing on Savvy, missing that rock, a critical miss. Bronc is trapped in here. That dome coming out quite early by NjP, which is looking like it was a good call to do. Spanner's getting focused again, hits by the rock. He does not have a cloak, so this fire could be devastating. Orbital coming down perfectly. Spanner's trying to make the most of it. Bronc taking a ton of damage. Yep, so this is not looking good for Bronc, is it, Tim?
He's stuck in that corner. He's taking way too much damage. This is going to be the game right here.
I think you are correct. So Bronc doing an awesome job of being able to push out that damage, but in the end, NjP throwing that dome and able to pump out that damage. So really great job by NjP there, forcing that fight and doing the damage that they need to, and throwing that dome early, making sure that they don't allow Bronc to escape and get those shields.
Yeah, I think that was really smart on Savvy's part there. The moment that Spanners did get hit with that rock and he did go airborne, you know, that bug did get put on him right away. Bronco was unable to break the bug. If you hit the Hunter at all, if the Hunter takes any damage during that heal dot, you will break it. But he was unable to do that, and he got healed to full.
Yeah, that was really good play by Slim. Slim is looking better and better as we see him, and at least Savvy knows how to play him at this highest level. So really an impressive job, and you got to give Bronc credit, though. He was able to make it an entertaining match to watch there.
I think one of the things to point out here is that the Hunters aren't really, or sorry, the monsters are really not quite used to fighting against Slim yet at the high tiers. Like, they don't really understand the dynamics of how to play around him, because Slim, he needs to be in line of sight doing damage to get those heal bursts up again. You know, so if you're doing these drive-bys, you're just coming in, doing some damage, then getting back out, Slim won't be able to keep the healing up.
Absolutely, that's a great point. And now that we do see teams taking it more serious, I think we'll be able to see these monster players respond much better moving forward. But we're just going to take a short break as we get the team swapped out and get everything ready to go. So you guys just stick around. We'll be ready to go in a couple minutes, so just stay tuned. All right, we're already back. I told you we would be quick on that. So we just have these teams. They made their picks on the back end, so now we're just going to continue to start this up. So this is a very critical game, as Ninja Penguins is in an opportunity where they can clutch this match series, this match being a best of 5 and being up 2-1. So the Hype Hunter team, though, has been playing really, really well, and I would not be surprised to see them tie this one up. Oh, shoot, I have you muted real quick. Let me fix that. Just 1 second. There we go.
Hopefully you don't see a repeat like we did earlier today with Hype, where they did end up dropping their 4th game in the series and throwing their win away to another team. Like, I'd like to see this go to a tiebreaker. I'd really love to see a TGL tiebreaker match.
Oh, me too. I don't think I have had the opportunity to cast a tiebreaker just yet. So I think Hype and NjP, I'm not surprised to see that tiebreaker coming up in this matchup, as Hype traditionally a solid top-level team, and NjP already proving with their multiple ESL wins Sunday after Sunday that they are a top team as well. So I can't wait to see this game. I really hope, personally, selfishly, I want Hype to win so we can continue to see this play out.
Yeah, I just want to thank both teams for, taking the extra time today after playing in ESL to come here on TGL and play their match against one another. I think that's totally awesome, for these teams to go out of their way to help TGL out like that.
Absolutely, just going to show their dedication, and I'm not surprised that NjP is a top team as they played all the way to the end and even ended up winning it all. And then after all of those hours, continuing to come over and play in the TGL, and also Hype doing the same, dedicating a lot of time to this. So big props to both teams. I love what you're saying, Tim, and I completely agree wholeheartedly. So we're jumping in here. Source starting out, working his way down to the south side of the map, and the Hunters getting ready to come in.
We got that awesome Mana War skin again on Source. I just love seeing some of these monster skins that they've come out with. I think they really help to spice up the game.
Yeah, I know, it's really something to see. My monster skin collection is quite sad. So but looking at these, maybe I should start investing a little bit more. And the thing is normally I don't play monster that much, except what we saw in Arena before, which I don't know if you saw, Tim, but it was it's ugly.
I think you're in the workings of becoming a pro monster player, James. I think there's some definite potential there.
We'll see about that. But anyway, we have some real pro monster play getting ready to come up as we have Source getting pinged there by this Hunter team, and you can see them moving in. We'll see how they handle this situation here, knowing where Source is for the most part. And you can see Insane moving in there. Bronk getting that harpoon out, but is he able to get this dome? It looks like he might not be in a good enough position to be able to make it happen.
That was a really good juke there by Source. Bronk was not in position to move on that one. And you can see as Source was backing away from the fight there, he was continuing to throw snowballs, throw those vortexes to keep himself in combat to get those traversal regenerations quicker.
That's a great point to highlight, because really it's things like that that separate higher level players. If you aren't able to stay in combat like that, your traversals, they come up significantly slower. So a really solid technical point there to point out to these viewers, anybody who's aspiring to make it to that next level, being able to do things like that really differentiates high level monsters from just standard monster players.
This is a really interesting evolve location to go in. I'm not too sure if he's going to have too many loops to work with here. He's just going to be out in the open quite a bit here. Maybe that's his plan though, so that he can focus down someone.
Yeah, and you can see that lightning strike hitting Bronk. So that was a really good lightning strike. I'm surprised to see him hit that in that situation. You can see Source pushing out a lot of damage, focusing Bronk, because if he can get that dome down, he'll be in quite a good situation if he's able to escape with this much health. You can see Bronk in trouble here, getting really low and over that acid pit. That's not where you want to be.
Shield, though, pretty much denies the ability to take him out.
Yeah, great shield there. Now Vode's getting focused, but Vode's looks like getting ready to pop that cloak, but no, Vode's in danger right now.
One of the things to point out about this composition, oh my god, that orbital strike right now.
Great thing to point out, that orbital strike was sick. And Vode's also following it up with a really good jetpack dodge there, but unfortunately takes a mouthful of vortex and gets an end cap there. So Vode is down, gets right back up by Kyra, but Source is taking a ton of damage. So much.
One of the strengths of this Hunter composition, and it seems like he's stuck on this ledge here. He's just losing life from that, though.
That's tough to see.
One of the strengths of this Hunter composition, though, is the fact that you almost force the monster to commit to the Hank, because you won't be able to take the Trapper out and bring down the dome. So you're just going to have to sit through that full duration.
Oh, and it looks like Source is about to go down, too. And yes, you can see them forcing him to focus hunters that are not advantageous, and also those harpoons from Bronk just have to be so frustrating if you're Source. You're just so low on health trying to get away, and you have to continually turn around and break these annoying Griffin harpoons.
Yeah, look at that Mana War skin. It's practically not even visible anymore, just under that whole bloody exterior that's on the Kraken now.
Oh yeah, he took some bleeding profusely, wiping away all that beautiful makeup. And oh no, the Armadon! Clutches the win for Hype! Wow! That's gotta be, that Armadon having his own
That is so depressing.
I bet Source right now is wishing that Armadon also had the Man of War skin, so he could have spotted him, because that Armadon just blended in, and I think Source didn't see it, and that Armadon taking that final health of Source. So we're tied up 2-2 now, and that is going to lead to an exciting tiebreaker match, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm super excited. This is going to be the first tiebreaker match in TGL.
Wow.
Hype did win the coin toss at the start of the series, so they will be able to pick which side they want to choose, or if they want to take the bans. You know, we're going to be going into our chat here and kind of work out what the details will be.
Yep, so that's a great point. We've got to work out a couple details, but we've got all the team's members here ready to go. So we are going to go to a short break, but it will be short, I promise. We will get this going and have this final Game 5, first ever tiebreaker match in the TGL. And how fitting is it that it's between Hype and Ninja Penguins, some very, very talented teams. So just stick around, guys. We'll put on some music, and as soon as we're ready to go, we'll get right into it. So thanks for watching, and continue to stick around. And if you haven't yet, please follow the channel. We will continually be hosting TGL matches throughout the week, and maybe even having a few other tricks and treats that we can pull out throughout the week that is not related, but we'll see how that goes. And also feel free to visit us on thegentleman'sleague.net if we can work out a community playing night, or maybe we'll do some more arenas, whether it's me or Tim or somebody. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and we will be right back. Thanks for continuing to watch here. We're just waiting on some final picks, and then we'll be good to go. We've got all players in the room ready to go. It's just these picks that are holding us up. Just thinking about it, a lot of strategy goes into this pick, as you know. Although Hype got to pick the Hunter side, they're having to deal with the bans handed out by NjP, choosing to ban Markov and Hank. So now Hype just has to decide which Hunter comp they want to roll. And then Source going to pick his monster, then Hype finishing out their Hunter picks, and then we'll be good to go. So just hang out just a couple more minutes, and we'll be good to go. So thanks for watching so far, and we'll be right back. And look at that timing. The team's getting in, finishing off their picks, and we are back now, and we've got Kaiser Tim here with us. Tim, we've seen both of these games, or every single game so far, go to the Hunters. Do you think Source has what it takes to clutch this final victory?
I think that Source could take the game here. It seems like Ninja Penguins did come in with some really interesting bans. I mean, there's the standard Hank ban that they chose, and then they also chose to ban Markov, which really threw me off.
Mm-hmm. You've got to wonder if Source was just having trouble with the Markov play. But Hyde is still a really solid pick, but against Kraken, I guess maybe not as strong as Markov. Markov's assault rifle doing a lot of work, but Source, he's got the skills to do it. And you can see Insane picking Torvald, it looks like. So they're going to be going to Torvald Cabot potentially. So this is going to be quite the offensive match.
Yeah, this is really throwing me for a loop here. Okay, we do see the Hyde pick come in. Mm-hmm. That does seem pretty standard. I think Torvald, he's got some issues with him right now, some unintended bugs that are kind of put him in a lower tier right now. His mortars aren't landing altogether. They're spreading out, which wasn't intended, and hopefully next patch we'll see that fixed. Absolutely.
But at a minimum, we'll see. I'm going to see what picks that they communicate, and actually, because Parnell, I think Insane is trying to troll us a little bit here, trying to show what they're not going to pick. If I saw a bucket, I think my brain would explode at this point.
They did choose Hyde and Cabot here, so they are doing a little bit of a troll here on the stream. That bucket is not going to be locked in. You can see Corey's just holding off on the lock in there.
Yeah, just trying to add a little bit of showmanship in here, trying to throw us off. But they do lock in, and we are getting ready to kick off the first ever tiebreaker in the Gentleman's League with Ninja Penguins going up against Hype, and what has been an awesome, exciting matchup so far.
Yeah, one of the interesting things to note here is that Vo doesn't actually have Cabot completely deleted yet, so he is missing masteries on him that will put them at a little bit of a disadvantage, but hopefully we won't be able to see that affect the gameplay.
Absolutely. If it comes down to just a sliver of health left on Source and Source ends up pulling it out, we can blame it on the masteries. So looks like teams voting to restart there for some reason. So we'll have to just hang around for just a second.
We are going to have to back out of this lobby James, because if they do restart inside the dropship, that will cause the gravity bugs. We're gonna have to back out of this game here and reset up the lobby.
All right, well, we'll just do that on stream real quick. It doesn't take too much time to do that.
It's a really unfortunate bug right now. I don't think TRS knows exactly why it happens, but hopefully in future patches we will get that addressed. In the meantime, if you guys are restarting rounds on the dropship, there's a good chance that you will cause the gravity bug, so try to avoid that in actual gameplay.
Yep, so looks like, yeah, it actually looks like it was a little bit of a texture bug as well, I guess, in there. But anyway, we're dealing with it. We're going to get it right back up and going. But Source is going to have to come out big because Distillery, it's the tiebreaker map. This is, you know, I've seen, you know, monsters can play well on this map. I'd say it's pretty even, maybe a little bit more hunter-sided, would you say? But Source, he does have those caves to work in the back, and I would not be surprised to see a stage 2 fight in those caves by that waterfall in the back. And I think that's going to be a critical fight moment there. But who knows? Who knows what Source has up his sleeves?
Yeah, that's a really favored evolve spot in the back there. I think the hide pick coming into play here is really going to try to take away that option of evolving inside those caves. You know, one of the reasons why Krakens do go in there is so that they can go Aftershock, they can eat the dome, you know, group everyone up, Aftershock, Vortex, combo them down. But if you've got hide, you've got the ability to throw those toxic grenades in those tight areas and do a lot of punishing damage.
Absolutely, those toxic grenades really are devastating. Like, you can't sit in them. If you if you're sitting in that toxic grenade and you're taking that flame damage, oh my gosh. And even with Cabot's damage amp here, you can't get caught in those situations for too long. With damage amp and sitting in a toxic grenade while getting flamed, you're going to die really, really fast.
Yeah, you can also have Cabot sit outside of the cave area with the railgun, dust tag the waterfall area, and keep pelting him with the railgun because you'll have 100% visibility. You know, you'll be able to chip away at the health. You'll be able to send that assault up the middle and punish the Kraken heavily.
Absolutely. So we're going to jump in the game here. We are all tied up 2-2. This is the tiebreaker match, Game 5. Everything is on the line right now. Ninja Penguins has not dropped a game in the Gentleman's League yet. I don't believe Hype has either, so both these teams undefeated coming into today. And it's going to be quite the challenge for both of them to remain undefeated as they are going to have to pull out this Game 5 victory.
Yeah, this is really going to make or break some of the standings here. I think Hype has done really well, and Ninja Penguins has done really well in the Gentleman's League so far. I mean, this is only the end of week 2. You know, we're starting week 3 next week. We've still got 4 more weeks after that. There's plenty of time to fix your seeding inside the TGL.
Absolutely, and I really am pumped to see what prizes that we're going to have. I think so far we've decided that it is going to be a G6 private jet, an ultralight, and what was the last thing? It was a Maserati, I believe.
I think we're actually going for a Lamborghini now.
Oh, Lamborghini. Okay, so it's changed since last I spoke with everybody. So, but still, pretty good prize pool if you ask me.
I think that Lamborghini is really gonna make or break what teams are going to be doing in the TGL.
Absolutely, because I don't know if that's legal in some areas in which these players live. But anyway, Source doing everything he can to win that Lambo. As you can see, he takes out the Sloth, does find the Mammoth Bird, so he's going to be able to get quite a bit of feeding on an annoying Reaver over here, tapping Source on the butt. But Source paying it no mind whatsoever, trying to get this Mammoth Bird off.
I gotta say, I hate those Reavers when you're eating. You know, they come in, they knock you off the food, they delay you a couple seconds, they do damage to your armor. They're so annoying.
Yes, they are, but he was able to chomp him up and turn him into a Evolve Meter. So it did work out for him in the end. You can see he does have a little bit more wildlife here to work with, but Insane, right on his tail, that dust tag is going to hit him. And now Bronk is going to have to get Source trapped in this dome.
One of the interesting ideas behind this composition is that you're not waiting at all for the stage 2 dome. You want a dome at stage 1. You want to fight the monster when he's weakest because you don't have that Hank shield to force the monster to go on one specific target.
That's a great point. Not having Hank here for those defensive shields, having Cabot, as you're switching out that defensive capability for pumping out massive damage. So we'll have to see Bronk come up clutch here and be able to get this stage 1 dome. But you can see Source already juking, and Bronk with a little bit delayed reaction. I don't think he's going to be able to catch him.
Yeah, that's one of the difficulties of running Griffin, is that as a monster you are able to do jukes. You don't have that Maggie or that Ape tracking dart to really direct you towards him, so he's going to be able to get a good break right here.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to throw this dome in this moment. He does throw it. He's going to have to hit that harpoon. He does! Clutch harpoon by Bronk there. If he would have not hit that harpoon, that's the difference between a dome dodge and capturing him in this dome stage 1. So solid job by Bronk, coming up huge.
If you open up your map there, James, you'll be able to see where the dome is exactly placed on the map. You'll be able to look at what kind of loops the monster has to work with here. And this looks like a really good place for Source to get domed. Like, really, really strong dome location for the monster.
Absolutely, and even right here, he's got them in a position to just get them grouped up. And he's been pushing out a lot of damage here, getting Insane and Armadon, changing the name there. But getting all these hunters decently low in that situation and not taking any damage himself. So great observation there, Tim, as Source is making it the most out of those loops.
Yeah, this is going to be a really good point for Source to go evolve after this dome goes down. You know, one of the bad things, though, about this dome location is that it is in the center of the map, so the monster won't be able to go to one side to the other. He won't be able to get enough distance.
That is a great point. As you can see, Source is not really able to get much distance. Really, any direction that he went there, the hunters would have been able to get him cornered pretty quickly. So, do you think Source is going to take a yellow evolve right here?
I think it's worth it. I think like you do want to try to get that evolve off while the dome is down. You can see he's taking out these mammoth birds here, so he does have food in case the hunters don't get on top of him fast enough. It'll be interesting to see what he does with that play. Yep,
you can see Insane coming in with that toxic grenade. The damage amp sitting in the toxic grenade. I don't see the
God.
damage amp up. I didn't see it up right there. So
it was on. It did insane damage there.
That is incredible. So you can see Source does lose about half his life at stage 2. So really good job. Although they weren't able to get a lot of damage done in that dome, the position of the dome in the middle of the map, like you pointed out, really allowed them to force an evolve in a position in which they would be able to capitalize the amount of damage they could output while Source was going through that evolution process.
Yeah, if you look at it as almost like they did that damage inside the dome because of the way the location that they did place the dome, I mean, it allowed Source to not really get enough distance. He did take all that damage, so throwing that middle of the map dome was advantageous towards the hunters.
Absolutely, and really a smart play, and something we haven't seen necessarily too often, or maybe don't recognize, but Evolve Hype doing a great job right there, getting that dome down. And we're going to see now Bronk having to deal with this stage 2 Kraken of Source, trying to get this dome. You'd think they'd want to get another dome as quick as possible to try to prevent this stage 3 from happening very quickly.
I love to see Cabot in these games. I think Cabot opens up a lot of different gameplay.
When you see the dome come down, so he missed the harpoon there, but they do get a dome. Source has almost all of his armor up, and I don't think he has many loops to work with. So this is going to be an all-offense dome here, and you can see the damage amp coming in, and all of those shields from Source just going down. This is looking really good for Hype right now.
Oh, he took that Aftershock build. I don't know if I really agree with that right now. You definitely can't run the mines, though, because of the high toxic grenade completely nullifying them.
Oh yeah, the
Source
Banshee
is in
mines.
a really bad spot right now.
Yeah, those Banshee mines getting killed instantly by the Hide Cloud. You're so right. Now he's got no armor, and he's starting to take that permanent health damage, and he has none of these players close to going down. You can see him focusing Bronk because he wants to get out of this dome, but I don't think he's going to make it out of this alive.
Yeah, that Aftershock miss there could have sealed the game right there.
Yep, so Bronk dodging that Aftershock. Source is just trying to stay alive. He can still do it. He needs to survive in this dome. If he can survive this, it's still possible. There's still hope. But now the dome does come down. You see the harpoon there and the damage amp. Source has to run, and he has to get down in the south side of this map as soon as possible. So what does Source have to do? Do you think he's even going to be able to get stage 3 at this point?
I think he's in a really tough spot here. Cabot really excels on this particular map. It It really denies the ability for the monster to even eat any food if he goes towards the beach side of the map. So I think that because they do have Griffin, they do have Cabot, like, Source needs to pull off some sort of miracle sneak here to win this game.
Yeah, you could see the Sloth there did help out Source just a little bit, going on Bronk and delaying Bronk, taking him down to half health. So Source did get a little bit of help, and you see Insane being a nuisance here, trying to prevent the feeding of the monster, whipping out that minigun. You can see him doing a good job of pushing that monster further and further away, and you can see Bronk moving in, trying to get this dome. So Source is fighting to the end, so you've got to respect him for that, and I still wouldn't count him out just yet.
Yeah, I think because they don't have the Hank, he might be able to pull off a strike on the Trapper. He has to specifically focus the Trapper. He can't focus anyone else because he needs to take the Trapper out to get out of those domes, and, you know, he needs to rinse and repeat that strategy, otherwise he's going to lose the game for sure.
Absolutely, great observation, and you can see Bronk trying to get into position here to throw this final dome. Really, if this is a critical moment, because if Source can dodge this dome and get away and evolve stage 3, then he'll be in a solid position to be able to bring this back. And you can see Bronk taking a lot of damage right now, so he's not even going to want to throw that dome
Source
just
might
yet in
go
the first place.
That. You can see he hesitated from falling back there.
Oh, the aftershock!
Right
Bronk
here.
coming in, using his jetpack, so they baited him. They baited Source into committing into this fight, so we'll have to see how this turns out for Source. Really a phenomenal play by Bronk right there, baiting out that ability, allowing himself to trap Source in this dome.
Yeah, that was a really strong play, and this dome location is brutal for Source, but Bronk is going low already.
Yep, and if Bronk goes down, so will the arena. And you can see Source wants that to happen, and he does take Bronk out. He's going to need to run right away. That damage amp coming out, he can't take any hits whatsoever. And you can see Insane bringing out Hyde's minigun, doing a ton of damage. Vode with that rail cannon, just trying to take out this final life of Source. Source so close to going down, but he's doing what he needs to do to stay in it.
Yeah, I think that those aftershock misses were so detrimental for Source's strategy going into these plays here. You know, I think he might be tilting after that. He lost even more health. You know, he's got no armor to work with. The food is becoming scarce on the map. You can see he's had to resort to eating a hound here.
And you could see that that Blitz Leopard slowing down Bronk and that that hype team. So yeah, but and you do see a little bit more food coming out for Source, so that's going to be 3 shields right there. So he's got some shields and he has the evolve meter. Do you think he's going to want to take another stage 2 fight and go focus Bronk and get out of that dome and try to evolve? What do you think Source's strategy is here?
One of the things that we did see in the ESL games between Ninja Penguins and Stage 3 was that Source, at one point, he did go back into the fight because he thought that he would be able to get that strike. And also, Bugsy did the same thing, and it resulted in them losing the game because they were unable to take that Trapper out.
Absolutely. It's high risk, high reward, and you see him focusing right now. He does take Bronk down. So that is a critical play, but Kyra's going to get Bronk up really quickly, and I don't think Source is going to want to stick around for that.
Yeah, he's got the option there to take the Trapper out and completely nullify the dome for the Stage 3 evolve. And he had so much armor to work with there, I kind of wonder why he didn't do that.
You know, you've got to wonder, but at the same time, Source, I trust in his decision as Monster to get that mark and leave, because right now, 2 end caps on Bronk. He's got that makes him such an easy target to focus. So, but really, we'll see if Source is able to live through this Stage 3 evolve. Like, even if he doesn't get any armor, do you think he's got enough health to be able to finish Bronk off?
If I were hype right now, I would definitely play Bronk in the back of the dome. Like, I'd place him out of harm's way as far as I could. You know, push Cabot and Hyde up as far as I could without them, like, losing too much ground on the map or in the dome locations.
Oh, it's just outside of the dome, or is he inside of it? It looks like he's just inside, so phenomenal dome here. And now Source.
Yeah, that was a total blind dome. Total blind.
That was incredible. That was so Such a clutch play by Bronk there, although he does have 2 marks. And insane 5-1, baiting out a lot of abilities by Source. Source is going to have to play this immaculately to get out. He'll have to get Bronk down immediately and start running away. And you see that Aftershock misses. Bronk getting focused. Damage Jam coming out. Source getting low. This could be it.
Yeah, Bronk really showing here why he's one of the best trappers in the competitive scene. You know, he's been a little shaky, but in this particular series, he's been incredibly on point.
That dome really showing, you know, how to the degree in which he's been on point, throwing that dome, being able to trap Source in, which is really the deciding play so far in this match. You can see Hyde, Insane coming in as Hyde finishing off Source. So they do it. Hype takes Game 5, taking out the defending ESL champs in a best of 5. What a game, what a treat that was. That was such an intense match, and you really felt like even down to the end, Source still was in a position where he might have been able to pull that off. Great job by both teams here, taking it to the final Game 5.
Yeah, that was an awesome series to watch. I mean, Hunters did win every game there, so that was a little bit skewed. But I think that those Hunter games, you know, some of them were pretty close. I think Source had a really good chance to win that game after he did take Bronk down for that second strike. You know, him not staying around to finish it off was probably the breaking point for him and probably lost him the game.
Absolutely. But Source still having a phenomenal performance, getting very close, so close. But in the end, it was the Hunter side that prevailed. Had NjP had the opportunity to pick Hunters, maybe they would have won. But we saw that both Hunter teams from these teams, or both Hunter sides from these teams, playing phenomenally well and really providing an excellent match for us to watch. So thank you, NjP. Thank you, Hype, for coming out. Those were phenomenal matches. We greatly appreciate you guys putting in the time after competing in ASL to come out and compete in the TGL. And we hope you viewers enjoyed what we had today. Thank you, Tim, for coming out and hosting this game with us. It's been a lot of fun, and we're really excited to bringing you guys more matches throughout the week.
Thanks for inviting me, James. And I just want to say, make sure you guys follow Evolve TGL on Twitter. Make sure you follow our Twitch channel so that you can stay up to date on what games we're going to be showing. Yep,
and also if you guys have suggestions for things that we can be doing in addition to these weekly matches, go to those places Tim lined out, thegentleman'sleague.net, or sending us a message directly through Twitch. And with your recommendations, this is a community-run, community-driven organization, so your voice can be heard. And so, yeah, just send us a line. And we are really excited for all the things that are going to be coming up. And we will have more matches. Feel free to go to thegentleman'sleague.net to check out the schedule to see what games are coming up. But as for today, that's all we've got. Thanks again to both teams. Thank you, everyone, for coming out to watch. We're just going to go to this closing screen, and we will have more matches throughout the week. So thank you once more, and you guys have a phenomenal Sunday. And yes, have a great Sunday.
Let's go, we'll just go normal build. We'll go normal build. I've been doing troll builds this entire time. Actually, no, you want to do it? We'll do troll. We'll do troll, screw it. Let's go, charge leap smash, maybe? There's really no official troll build for Goliath, you know? Everything's kind of viable. Oh, I just did the Wraith, though, remember? I just did the Wraith. And we'll go... Maybe move speed, fuck around a bit with that.